Hey, how you guys doing? Coach Mitch here. So we go into 2026. I want to review 2025 with you for people who have failed the CBP structured interview. This is for BP and also for the OFO as well. Let's go through these 5 top things I noticed for the past 12 months that people are going through and why they fail. The first thing is this I noticed is that they talk too much or they ramble. The reason why I know they're rambling is because half of them are people who took the test on their own, the interview on their own, and they didn't pass the first time. So they come to see me, get into my program, and then I also test you the first time I meet you. Within 5 minutes, I'm interviewing you as well. That's when the rambling comes out, and I see it's very obvious. Also, too, is that they talk a lot but say nothing. I have a few connections in CBP. This is what I hear. A lot of candidates are up there giving answers that don't relate at all to the question. So they're not prepared. This is what I know. You're not walking in there prepared. You're walking in there thinking it's going to be a civilian-based interview. That happens so many times, right? Oh, they're going to ask me about my strength or my weakness or where I'm going to be in 5 years, and no one's going to ask you that. You're going to get yourself hurt like that. When that Zoom opens up, they don't care about questions like that. They don't care what school you went to or what your GPA is. They do not want to hear long stories. Why? Because this is a federal level law enforcement interview, right? This should tell you, anybody in law enforcement, myself included, we don't want to hear long stories. Get to the facts. Let's get it done. That's what we want to hear. It's the same thing with you as an applicant or a candidate or a client up there or an interviewee. They want to hear from you the same way. Now, when we coach, of course, I want to hear your long story because I'll show you how to break it down, how to make it make sense to this interview panel. With me, it's fine because we're a team. But you don't want to go in there thinking you're going to have some ramble time or long story time. Nobody wants to hear that. Not at all. Number 2, people don't understand how they are being scored. You know, I've seen so many times on these websites, I probably got a 10 out of 10 in my interview. I probably got 100 out of 100. There isn't a point system to this interview panels, whether BP or CBP, doesn't matter. There is no point system. That is not what they're judging you on. This is not a civilian-based interview. They're judging you on integrity, communication, directionality. We'll get to it later on for that one. Judgment. That's what they're judging you on. That's what they're looking at. That's how they're scoring you. Familiarity. That's a huge one. Everybody in my coaching program knows already, on all 6 that I teach, they know familiarity is a big one for us. But they're not looking at you for points. They're looking at you to, if you understand what they're asking in a very law enforcement type way. That's what they're going for real. Collapsing under pressure. This is notorious for the BP interview panel because they layer you. So you answer one question the BP panel asks you. What happens then? You guys been through my program, you already know. You guys have been through the interview phase, you guys already know. This is when people collapse. And they collapse big because they're not prepared for this. You guys are practicing with your loved ones, with your friends, or your family for the Border Patrol interview without realizing that you're just going to get hit hard. You're not ready for it. Even if your friend had the answers to every question they're going to ask you, you still will not know how to answer the question properly. How else would you explain the 60.3% fail rate for the BP structured interview alone? Because people are not properly prepared to defend their answers, to speak like they have some logic and common sense in their answers, to speak at a law enforcement level, to understand the question they hear and how to formulate that answer according to the question. This is why I coach so hard on all my guys, because you guys have to understand what you're walking into. There's no second chance. Well, okay, you get a second chance at 6 months. So you're going to hold your life on hold for a second chance at 6 months. I tell you guys all the time, the small investment in me today is a career for you of an investment. Great place to work, good job to have, great career to have, great benefits, great pay, great everything. The tiny investment in me today is going to help you get through this. That's the deal. At a 90.4% success rate, times 7 years. I have the receipts. I show you how to do this. The fourth one I see a lot of times, you're trying to impress me with your answers. Don't try to impress me because the panel's not looking to be impressed either. No one's looking for that. We're not looking for Rambos, not looking for heroes. Everybody's looking for honest answers that reflect you understanding the question that's coming at you. How you return the question to me in an answer form that relates to law enforcement, federal policy, federal regulations, understanding the question so you can answer with good judgment, integrity. Those are just some of the things I coach in my program. If you don't understand these things, why are you going to a federal level law enforcement structured interview? There are so many people who get kicked back for 6 months, and when I see them, they're frustrated because they understand in my coaching program what I'm teaching they had no idea about, they had no clue. And I teach them that clue, and then they go on and take the actual interview again, right? They have a 97.9% pass rate. Yeah, my returns have a high pass rate. When I say return, not from me the first time, no. They go on their own the first time, fail, and then they come see me. Then I show them how it's done. Last thing is this, and I think this is indicative of the time we live in now. People are not taking responsibility for their actions. You will see on purpose. There's questions on CBP OFO side and the Border Patrol side. 2 questions are intentionally put in there to see how you handle your personal responsibility on top of the law enforcement answer, on top of the policy they're looking for, on top of integrity and judgment, compassion, and all that stuff. And they're looking for that because you have to emulate that when you put on the badge. You have to show personal responsibility for your actions. How many times do you see police officers on video on YouTube doing silly things where they're acting before thinking, not taking personal responsibility? The federal law enforcement agencies do not want officers/employees like that. They want thinkers before actors. They want you to take personal responsibility. If you want for 2026 to help achieve your goal, to get on that federal badge in law enforcement, get into my coaching program down below. Pick the coaching program you want to pick. From there, you get to get into my calendar at your leisure. From there, I will show you how this works. CBPO, OFO, Border Patrol, U.S. Marshals, FBI, Secret Service, Uniform Division Secret Service. Yes, they're different. I will show you how it's done. You guys, I want you to achieve your dreams for 2026. Those 5 errors are going to hammer you. If you make them, 6-month deferment and goodbye to your dream. That's just how it works. Let's get the badge on your chest for 2026. Let's continue your mission. Link below. Let's get it done. Stop wasting time. Stop procrastinating. Let's get it done. Take care. Coach Mitch.